Hey guys, Dave and Tim here with the single malt review in full HD. It's very frightening. The new camera is peculiar and mystifying, but it's working, and we are here. You can see every spot, every wrinkle, every dent as life has kicked us down again and again and again. And here we are, still standing. So, enjoy that, and enjoy what could be just about the whiskey of the year, and we're only halfway through. What do we got, Dave?
Well, out of Speyside, we're visiting one of the classic distilleries. You don't see them often under their own bottlings. You're more likely to get them in independent bottlings from Adelphi and such, at least in my experience. It is Longmorn. This is a 16-year-old, and this one is one of yours. What's unique about this expression? What's its deal?
This one, well, Longmorn, you say it's you see it more in Indies than you do in conventional bottlings, and that is true. Although it's always had its store, it's stock bottling, Longmorn by Longmorn, but it was used to be a 15. And I think the proof used to be a little bit less. This one is a full 16. It's a full 48%, and it is without a doubt one of the best presented and best, full stop, single malt whiskies I have encountered in some years. And it's an affordable one to boot. So we're going to kick straight off into this one. I'll show you with our glorious new camera the packaging, because by golly, no expense was spared in any part of this absolutely lovely bottle, right down to, and this is potentially not so functional, leather binding on the bottom of the thing, just so it doesn't clink on your coffee table, or who knows. And I don't even need to put mixed water in with it to tell you that it's unchill filtered, because as the chilly winter's day as we find ourselves in here, it's already clouding at 48%. Wow. So that's always a good sign. So let's rip into this one. Ooh. In terms of its build here, it's pretty much classic stuff. It is largely bourbon, accented with a little bit of sherry and a little bit of other bits and pieces that they've put together, but it is more or less a house style Longmorn. And as Dave's about to find out, even at full strength,
A little more.
this is one of the most devilishly drinkable whiskies. At what's nigh on for 16 years, nigh on close to cask strength. It's a real problem.
So a good look at that colour. That is a rich gold. It's not super pale, not super dark, right in the middle.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous wee whiskey here, and boy, we'll have to taste it to really know, but I'm so pleased with this one. On the nose, this is shockingly cold. We should have warmed this one up. We haven't given this one a chance, but as it warms up, we have got just it's so fresh and fruity. There's no stuffiness, there's no sort of, it doesn't nose like an old whiskey. It just noses like a youthful whiskey that suddenly are better than you would expect. The freshness of the fruit and the integration of the oak just in the nose is really compelling.
I'm getting some rich honey, some clover flower, some nuts, and some fruits down there. There's some apple pie with cinnamon.
That pastry is something I always get. There's pastry and there's sort of a buttery custard that comes along with Longmorn in there. Any expression that uses any amount of bourbon, I think the more you get sherry, the less that sort of, the more that drops away. But in its standard environment, that's just how it is. I have noticed a problem with the filming. That jolly phone is rattling behind the camera, and that's going to be picked up on the audio. So that's just we're using that as a bit of a crutch so that we actually look into the camera and not down at the phone, which is just going to be a problem.
Apologies if there's been any audio issues so far. As I say, new kit, we're still getting used to it.
Boy, howdy, are we.
Monitor which is not attached to.
It's all right. Like many stressful exercises, better with a whiskey, so we're well prepared. So I'm going in on this one.
Ooh, it's hot, it's oily, it's spicy. It has a good cling in the mouth. It's such a rich, buttery mouthfeel.
And it's so drinkable. It's problematically drinkable at 48%. It's crazy. There's no burn to it. It's got a sort of a vibrant prickle, but there is no overt burn. There is no harshness. It is so mellow.
In addition to all those desserty, nutty pastry, custard notes we got on my nose, I'm now getting fruit. There's mangoes and lemons in particular are exploding out of this.
And as much as it's perfectly drinkable, extremely drinkable, at cask strength, it loves a bit of water as well. It's perfectly thirsty. And this is, I'm trying to typify this whiskey. It is, for those who enjoy Speyside whiskey, and I do enjoy Speyside whiskey, it is just the very, very best of it because it's turned all the way up. If there's one weakness you could levy towards the Speyside style, is that there's often not a great concentration of flavour. It's good, it's fresh, fruity, white fruits, all of that jam that you get, minus the actual jam, that would be more of a sherry influence, but all of that shtick, I should say. But sometimes the concentration is just a little bit thin. It's too easygoing. This one is not. This one is just thick with flavour. It is just unctuous. And with water, spreads the whole thing out.
It's brought out even more fruit and even more honey. In addition to the lemon and mango I got before, there's now pineapple and orange. It's a real fruit salad going off. Bit of persimmon. First time I've tasted that in the whiskey. And still also on top of that there's buttery pastry and custard and fruit pie and a bit of spice and honey.
Yeah. So now, talking Whiskey of the Year, this is, for me at least, absolutely a contender.
Yeah.
Last year, it looked like maybe we arranged the whole thing right at the end, which we sort of did, but not really. We were taking all comers from that year. We just happened to stumble on that legendarily excellent Kilcarran right at the end there, which was very convenient. This time, hello Isla, you ready to be in full HD? Hopefully. Do not be ready to bump the camera. I live in fear of this thing. The lens on it is no. Oh, it's all right. Just be good. Oh, she's disrupted the tablecloth. Thank you, Isla. This one, we might have a Whiskey of the Year, and we're barely halfway through, so we're going to be doing it. It's going to be a real race this time, but this one straight ahead of the pack, at least as far as my scores are going to be concerned, because if you hadn't felt this coming already, I love this whiskey. It is so complete, it is so elegant, it's balanced, but there's just heaps of it in terms of strength, in terms of concentration of flavour, in terms of everything I want out of a whiskey. This one has got, and it is 94 points. It is some big boy scores going on here. What do you think? What's your perspective on this one?
It's absolutely smashing. It is everything I could have wanted from a Speyside whiskey and more. This is a very comfortable 93 for me.
There it is. It's going to be such a tough one to beat, and I think that's just fine, because I think the folks over here at Longmorn have produced top to bottom, from the packaging to the finish, they have made an absolute cracker of a dram.
yeah.
And the cherry on top here, the little chef's kiss, it wasn't that expensive. Picked this one up, or at least I did, for about, I forget, it was about 150 New Zealand dollars. Just practically, change you'd pick up off the street regards to 16-year-old whiskey. I was flabbergasted. So it's probably already gone up, given that the stampede in whiskey prices are happening at the moment. But hey, never mind. So that has been the incredible Longmorn 16-year-old. Thank you for sticking with us, and thank you for being part of our systems test of the new camera. Hopefully nothing went wrong. Hopefully you see this episode and it's not lost to time because I completely neglected to do something, and hopefully there's nothing weirdly wrong with it. So anyway, bear with us. We are getting there. We are moving into the dawn of the techno future. We're getting there. All right. Cheers. Thanks again. Sludger.